Hi, this is Josh with Resort TV 1. Today, we're touring the land of Asia at Disney's Animal Kingdom. We hope you enjoy the video. This is the bridge that you cross when you come over from Discovery Island into Asia. And this is one of the old loading platforms for the Discovery Island riverboats. These boats were only available for a few years after Animal Kingdom opened, and they were closed presumably due to lack of interest. I actually enjoyed this particular ride when I was a kid. I thought it was really interesting and very scenic. They even showed you certain insects and small animals along the ride. So it was a great ride to me, but they did discontinue it, unfortunately. And you can see the ornate brickwork at the end of the bridge here. And now we're on the other side of the bridge. And immediately you can tell the Asian architecture and the influence that has. This large building here is the Flights of Wonder. It's a great show if you haven't seen it. Lots of different types of birds are featured throughout the show. It's a fairly large performance area for this event. The show's going on right now, so the curtains are up. This is a restroom building, very well themed to match the Asian theme of the area. There's a little refreshment stand there. And now walking back the other direction by Flights of Wonder again. I believe this is the backside of the Yak and Yeti restaurant. And again, very well themed. Different Asian plant life as well as the architectural influences that are evident throughout the area. And there's a place to get Coke, and you can see, I'm not sure exactly what language that is, but I know that's a Coca-Cola symbol. And here's the front side of the Yak and Yeti restaurant. Haven't actually eaten there, but I've heard good things about it, so I do intend to try that sometime soon. And this is a counter service restaurant called the Anandapur Local Food Cafes, and you can get different counter service type items, and then there's an eating area over to the right hand side that we'll explore here in just a minute. Now we're walking back towards the seating area for that particular counter service restaurant, and the theming again is just really nice. Disney did a fantastic job theming this area. Sorry for the sun, it's very bright. I was trying to get some shots there, but it's difficult for the camera to see everything. Here's another window to get food and beverages, but it's closed at this point. This is a fairly large seating area, and again, it's very well themed with the Asian influences, again with the Asian plants, as well as the different Asian architecture, and the fountain here is very nice and peaceful. And here's the restroom area at the back of the food court, but again, very well themed. And there's this nice painting as you come into the two restroom areas. And as we leave the food court area, you see another snack and beverage stand, as well as a shop where you can get a few different items of merchandise, some stuffed animals, as well as some apparel. And we're heading down towards the Kali River Rapids area, but before we do that, we'll take a look at the habitat for these monkeys here. And the monkeys are a lot of fun to watch. They're usually very active as long as you can catch them at the right time of day. And the right time of day generally is earlier in the morning and before lunch, and then also in the evening. Sometimes they're a little bit less active during the heat of the day. And there you can see off in the distance some monkeys playing around the different scaffolding and bamboo areas there. And this is the entrance to Kali River Rapids. It's a lot of fun, but you will get wet, so just be aware if you haven't ridden it, you will get wet and probably soaked. And we'll take a look at another angle of the monkey habitat here. It's neat they've built the scaffolding around this replica of a ruined temple, and it's a great place again for the monkeys to climb around, and I'm sure they enjoy it. And they've got these cables and towers they can climb up on if they feel the desire to do that. Here's a little bit closer angle again of the scaffolding area where the monkeys can play. And we're back at Kali River Rapids, and we're going to head over here to the left and show you what's back here behind Kali River Rapids. First of all, they have the storage lockers, which are very important because you can put your items that you don't wish to get wet while you're riding the ride. So that's a great place to protect your valuables. And here's this little water fountain area, which is a lot of fun. The water comes down in a dome shape, and the kids really love to play with it, and even the adults sometimes. The water looks so smooth in the dome, it's neat the way it comes out of there. Here's the Maharaja Jungle Trek, where you can see tigers and other various wildlife, and it's a very well landscaped trail. We'll do that in another video another day, but it's a great place to visit. Anandapur, by the way, is the fictitious village that they've created somewhere in Asia, and that's what most of the landscaping and most of the theming of the area is based on, this fictitious town called Anandapur. And you can see the monkeys playing again back at the monkey exhibit as we head towards the front of the Asia area and the Expedition Everest area here in just a minute. Even the Disney Vacation Club stand is well themed. And as promised, here is Expedition Everest, and we're on our way that direction. And this is probably one of the best places to get a great shot of Expedition Everest within Animal Kingdom. Across this waterway here, and you can also see the stadium seating for the Rivers of Light show, which is fairly new at Animal Kingdom. And I have to confess I have yet to see it myself, but I hope to do so soon. The reflection in the water is great here. It's just a beautiful view. And now walking along the path so we can get closer to Expedition Everest, we see some theming, the Yeti Palace Hotel. So already starting to get you ready for the theming of the Expedition Everest area, as well as the restroom building, and all the restrooms are very well themed. Only Disney. Nobody themes a restroom quite like Disney. And this is a very colorful snack bus where you can get different kinds of snacks and beverages. And the neat thing about this area is you can basically see Expedition Everest from most places within the area. It kind of looms overhead. This is where the Fast Pass kiosks used to be for Expedition Everest. And across the sidewalk from Expedition Everest, there's an entrance to the Rivers of Light Stadium, and there's actually a few different entrances for this, but this is one of them. And they do not want you to sleep here. This is a better look again at the Rivers of Light Stadium. It does look very large, but much like Fantasmic, it's a very popular show and it does fill up, so it's best to get there early. And this is just the area around Expedition Everest, the queue, as well as the many buildings around the immediate area. And here's the actual entrance to Expedition Everest, and you can see the sign that says beware. Of course, beware the Yeti, who unfortunately hasn't moved quite as fast as he did when the ride opened. He's been in what they call B mode. He actually moves a little bit more during the A mode, but that hasn't been present for several years due to technical difficulties. And this is the entrance to the ride itself, the fast pass, as well as the standby entries. And here's the single rider entrance, which isn't highly publicized, and it's usually a lot shorter wait time if you decide to go that direction. Here's the store that you enter when you come out of the ride, and of course all great Disney rides have to come out into a store, and this is a pretty nice store, and a great way to escape the heat if you're waiting for someone who's riding the ride and you're not riding it yourself. And there are 2 exits to this particular store. The Bazaar is what it's called. And it's very well themed, lots of great landscaping as well as painting and different architectural nuances to the building that make it really aesthetically pleasing and fit the Asia theme very nicely. You can kind of see out of the corner of the video there the train coming down the hill, and we'll get a closer look at that here in just a second. These little decorative marquees, I guess, I don't know what you want to call them, but they're really nice and almost look like a Asian used car lot. That's kind of what I think of when I see these type things, but I actually think it really does add to the theming, and I'm not really sure why, but I like it. And here is the side of the mountain. Here comes that train. I believe it hits a top speed of around 60 miles per hour. And there you see the main lift hill that goes up to the beginning of the ride. And here's a train actually going up that lift hill. And one more time. Down the mountain. And across from Expedition Everest, again, we have the Rivers of Light area. It's such a peaceful place during the day. It's really amazing just how large Animal Kingdom is, that it encompasses all these large bodies of water like this. Well, that's it from Asia for today, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a comment and let me know what you think. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye-bye.